Thanks, Josh. Ray Gibson from K57 here. Gee, what have we got to talk about this week? Same thing we talked about last week, the Guam public school system. It started with Phil Maestri, and we end up today after a couple of major public hearings over at the 29th Guam legislature on charter schools and the construct of the board. And there's some new wrinkles to it, too. I don't know if you heard, the government of Guam, the governor of Guam, is now in charge of the facilities and the maintenance of it. We spent a lot of time with Larry Perez talking about that. Of interest, some of his thoughts on what's going to end up happening, perhaps, to John F. Kennedy High School. We got the A&E architects and engineers looking at the place right now. I wouldn't make any plans for August if I was you until after we know what's going to happen with that. Now, GPSS isn't the only thing we talked about. It just feels like it. We also spent a little bit of time talking about the folks over at GBB and their RFEI, request for expression of interest. You want to talk about taking your baby steps. But, yeah, they're still talking about Den. I keep waiting for a bunch of other shoes to drop on that, up to and including the fact that we're going to be paying some really good money to put trash in haulers that will take them all the way down south. Wow, that's going to be pricey. So we got that going for us. We spent a little bit of time talking about the Consolidated Commission on Utilities and their hearings over at the legislature on a measure that would have you, the voters, deciding on whether we ought to keep such a thing or not. It looks like they might have gotten plucked out of that fire, but they're going to jump right back into the fires of the moratorium and, of course, the escalating prices of fuel that we've got out there and what the IRP may or may not do about it. Have I given you enough yet? Well, I think so. For all of us here at K57, tune in tomorrow morning. We'll find out where the hot talk takes us. I think it'll be on something not too different from what we're doing right now, and that's telemedicine. So tune in.